Hi Leo, welcome to your eclipse reading. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We'll be taking a look into the messages that need to come through for you regarding this full moon eclipse in Scorpio. Get some insight, wisdom, guidance, and overall see what messages Spirit has for you. I hope that you're doing well. If you want to follow me over on my other social media, I do have Instagram and TikTok, both at Jadestone Tarot. You can find me over there. And if you'd like to book a private reading with me, information for that is listed in the description down below. And let's get right into this reading and see what messages Spirit has for you. This is also going to be kind of like 6 months ahead prediction. Did you see that card just flew? Okay, we have communication is key, new moon in Gemini. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to let the cards speak for themselves. I'm going to let you guys know, like, what's going on with this eclipse. What can you expect to play out? What themes are coming up? So let's kind of talk about that. We do have, like, new moon energy coming out with these cards. So definitely initiating something new beginnings. For sure. But so this eclipse in Scorpio will be transiting your 4th house. So the 4th house, what is the 4th house? 4th house is ruled by Cancer. Cancer, the moon, right? So fitting with this eclipse energy. Give me a second. All right. So the 4th house, that rules your home, that rules your family, that rules your foundations, where you live, what makes you feel secure. It talks about how you nurture yourself, how you nurture others in your relationships. Definitely what makes you feel secure is coming up. Whether that's money, love, you name it. Something that you're needing to reflect on during this transit is like, what makes you feel secure? What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel at home? Something about the mother figure could be coming up too, since the 4th house rules the mother figure, or like definitely more of like a feminine, divine, feminine energy. So keep that in mind. What do I have written there? Foundations, emotions coming up. Self-care is going to be a good focus for you. So make sure that you're really stepping up on that self-care, which is funny because we have one of the cards that came out, Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? Talk about divine, feminine energy. Cancer, known to be the mother, right? So it's just interesting. The energy's coming out. Messages for Leo regarding this eclipse. So yeah, just to keep that in mind, those are kind of like the themes that may play out regarding this eclipse. Some of you might be moving or talking about moving, like leaving your home. Traveling could be coming up. The next 6 months might be a significant time for you if you're looking to get a new place. Ooh, the sea serpent, more, I was going to say masculine, more feminine energy. The mother, again, also high protection around you from spirit and dolphin coming out. Wow, okay. And then we grab a couple fair messages to go along with this. And then after we talk about the cards that come out, we'll take a look into what you can expect for the next 6 months with some tarot messages, okay? Messages for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding this eclipse in Scorpio. What's going on for Leo? What are the messages? Wow, okay. All right. Wow. The bright mother. Mother energy keeps on coming out for you. We also have the Rar and Lace, Moon's daughter, Moon, lunar, ruled by, Cancer's ruler, right? So some of you may have some strong Cancerian placements in your natal chart. You might be a Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, of course. So just throwing it out there. But yeah, let me just kind of get a feel for the energy and like use my singing bowl for a second as I just figure out like, okay, there's a lot to cover here. But yeah, initially here we have Star Mother, the Sea Serpent, and the Bright Mother. This is like so fucking fitting with the 4th house. Oh, like, wow, okay. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just start off with these Moonology cards. So the first one out, new moon in Gemini, communication is key. And this is funny because this came out for Taurus. So if you have any Taurus placements, you definitely should give that a listen. We have Mercury officially retrograding in Gemini. It retrogrades back into Taurus. communication is key. So conversations are going to be highlighted. Conversations in your closest, dearest relationships are going to be highlighted. And with Mercury retrograding currently for the next month and a half, June 18th is when we're in the clear. So we got a good month and a half or whatever. So we got some time with this energy. Miscommunication, butting heads, confusion, taking things the wrong way or taking things personally, saying things that you may not mean or that you may wish to take back, you know, not thinking before you speak. Just some things to be aware of, just some things to keep in mind. Communication is key. And there's going to be some really important conversations that are going to be had that are in relation to the changes in your home. Like I said, some of you might be talking about moving, or there might be conversations that come up, whether currently or down the line, like I said, 6 months from now, even for the next couple of years, because the North-South nodes, Taurus, Scorpio, those are going to bring up some themes for the next couple of years, I think like a year or two. So there's like an interesting kind of change, transition that you could be going through, revolving around the home and your family, where you live, and like I said, your foundations, and also your emotions and mother figures. So shit like that. So there's going to be lots of important conversations that need to be had. If you have been holding back your truth or holding back your feelings or your thoughts, this is going to be an important time to address those emotions, those feelings. So it may be uncomfortable, but it could potentially bring in a lot of healing, right? With that sea serpent energy, we'll get to that. So yeah, important conversations are being highlighted here. Like I mentioned before, Mercury is retrograding, so you might experience some hiccups in those areas. So just be patient with yourself and be patient with others too, as you guys try to get your ideas across. And yeah, just think before you speak. Think before you speak. The next card out, we have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon, and your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So unrelated to the 4th house, opposite of the 4th house, we got the 10th house, which is about public image and your career, long-term goals. So that's also part of the transit, but I'm not focusing too much on that. But when we're in relation to that, your hard work and efforts towards your long-term goals, you're going to see an increase. You're going to see positive changes regarding whatever it is that you've been working towards. These next 6 months, you're going to start to see those fruits come in. Finally, the flowers are starting to bloom, they're starting to blossom, and those flowers turn into what? They turn into fruit that you can then eat, harvest, right? So 6 months from now, the effort that you're putting into these goals and these long-term ideas, you'll be able to harvest that. So just keep up the consistent effort, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, turning your dreams into realities, and it's fucking amazing. So keep up that dedication, keep up that hard work, it will pay off. Okay, so then we have in Rama, where are you being called to journey to? Also, before we talk about that, where you're being called to journey to, let's talk about the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So before anything new can come in, before you can start opening up all these new doors, you have to deal with some shit from your past you haven't fully released. You got to do a little bit of cleaning up, right? Otherwise, you don't have room for the new shit coming in. If you have a full wardrobe, filled with clothes that no longer fit you, that are rattered, holes, and out in terrible shape, and you go to get a whole new wardrobe, where are you going to put those new clothes, right? Your wardrobe is filled. You have to sort through, throw some shit out, maybe donate some shit. And maybe this is literal. Maybe some of you actually need to do that. But I'm saying this more in like a symbolic way. It's like you got to get rid of some shit, declutter your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, go through, sort through all of that. Or at least some of it, that baby steps. Because for some, you got a lot to sort through. So that's a lot. That's a big ass job to take on. Sort through, get rid of some of those built up emotions, feelings, have those conversations, address those feelings. And then guess what? You are able to move forward with a clean slate. So the crumbling, this is kind of like tower energy. It's like, what are you resisting? What are you clinging on to? What are you holding on to? Because it's time to let this tower fall. It's time to let this crumbling take place so that something better, something stronger can be built, right? We're talking about foundations here. Again, more of that fourth house energy. So it's about rebuilding a stronger structure. So for some, it's like you're going through changes in your home life, in your relationships, in your family, and you're like, oh my God, like, I feel like it's all crumbling. I feel like it's all just going to shit. I'm just experiencing possibly loss in those areas, right? Some of you are moving. Some of you are like, wow, where am I going to live? Like, I thought I was going to live here forever, and turns out, like, I got to move, or I got to downsize, upsize, shit gets in the way. So it feels like a tower moment, like, oh shit, what's going to happen? What am I going to do? Where am I going to live? Right? That lack of security. But that foundation needs to be stripped away so that something better can be built. So although it's scary and it's uncomfortable, I also want to say that this may just be out of your control. And it's just like, surrender, okay? So in Rama, where are you being called to journey to? You're really needing to tune inwards and connect with your own inner world. Where are you being called to journey to? What is it that lights up your spirit? What motivates you? What inspires you? Go after that. Like, just taking baby steps, you guys. Something to really focus on, something to really pay attention to. Another thing, star mother. How can you mother yourself? How can you nurture yourself? The affirmation for the fourth house is I nurture. So in what ways do you nurture yourself? In what ways have you been neglecting nurturing yourself? Or how can you step that up? How can you improve that? How can you really take good care of yourself? Okay. And then soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Next 6 months from now, you may also notice a change in your relationships. Right? Family, but not family doesn't even end in blood, right? We have family who are not even related to us, but like they're so close to us. There's also going to be new connections or connections that are in your life currently that are developing and deepening. There's a foundation being built in these relationships, and like I said, in the next 6 months, new connections or connections that develop and deepen. There's a foundation being built here that is significant, and that these individuals are part of your soul tribe. So that's awesome. If you've been calling in your soul tribe, they're coming, right? And they're coming. You got to be open to it, though. You got to be open to receive. You got to make the space for it in your heart. There's enough love to go around, and there's never too much love. Okay? Just keep that in mind. The oyster, dolphin, and sea serpent. This is heavy water energy all through these cards. Super sensitive. Your emotions during this time may be extremely heightened, right? So not only are you experiencing this transit through the fourth house, right? That's that Cancerian energy ruled by the moon. So there's like a lot of like emotional things coming up. There's this sentimental energy of like even reminiscing, looking back at some things from your past and looking at some triggers, some things that have you kind of stuck or stagnant. It's time to let those emotions flow and finding ways you can channel this energy outward so we can bring healing, right? The dolphin is such a healing, and these two cards though, the sea serpent and the dolphin, is so healing. I feel like this is going to be a very healing time. For some, you're healing or forgiving like a connection to like a feminine figure in your life, or like I said, a mother figure for some of you. That's a highlighted thing being brought up. The relationship you have between you and, your siblings, more of like a feminine sibling, or your mother figure, like a grandmother, an aunt, or someone who had a deep impact on you. There's healing taking place. There's forgiveness taking place. Maybe there's conversations being had here. It's really beautiful. It almost kind of seems like at first you're closed off to it, right? The oyster, closed off, kind of rigid, kind of sharp, kind of on edge, lack of trust, knowing that there's a lot of depth here, but being afraid of actually diving deep into it, because it's like it could go 0 to 100, right? That's also the energy of the sea serpent. It's like 0 to 100. When your emotions are out of balance, you're either no emotion, or it's just like fucking chaotic, overwhelming, stressful. Some of you are really learning on how to sort through and feel your feelings, like finding the balance of that. And that's, it's a challenge for some of you, but it seems like you can actively work on this and see significant improvement in the next 6 months of like your healing and learning that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry. It's okay to not always be okay. It's okay to have these triggers and these feelings. Just learning to accept and honor them and like embrace it and dive into it. And as you're doing that, you feel a lot more. Ooh, I just felt something touch my head. I literally just felt like someone touched my head, or an energy, right? What was I gonna say? The energy of the dolphin talks about rewards. So the energy that you put towards your healing journey and releasing and accepting your emotions and addressing them and having these uncomfortable conversations, the more that you integrate this energy and you show that you've learned and that you are applying the wisdom you gained, the higher the reward. Okay, the dolphin talks about high reward, high risk, high reward. So keep that in mind, that the next 6 months, there's going to be a tasty treat at the end, okay? There's going to be a tasty treat, and it will be worth your while. You guys, I have to blow my nose. Give me a second, and we'll be right back. But yeah, the Bright Mother, this is all about nurturing yourself. This talks about vulnerability, your emotions, how you express yourself. This is also a very creative energy too. So like I was saying, like finding ways you can channel this built up emotions and feelings, and like finding a way to channel that outwards so it's not so built up within you and relays stagnant, whatever the fuck. This is also like lunar energy of needing to listen to your intuition, which I believe Laced Moon's daughter, however you say it, that also does talk about strong intuition as well as paying attention to your dreams that you're having. There might be some real strong symbolism going on or insight that you can gain through your dreams and even through meditation. This is a very spiritual energy. This can talk about illusions though. And with these two cards coming out, even with the Ra is just like talks about heightened energy. And this card, it says like when it comes out, this heightens the energy of the cards that are around it. So the Ra is literally like just like intensifying. So intensifying the self-care, intensifying the vulnerability, intensifying your emotions, as well as intensifying your creativity, but also intensifying illusions, as well as your illusion versus reality, your intuition. There could be some illusions coming up that are getting in the way of you guys taking some sort of action towards the things that light you up, what you're being called to go after, your dreams, your desires. There's the fear, there's the wanting to hold yourself back or limit yourself, but it's just wild. You have a whole lot of potential. So don't sleep on it. I feel like that's what we've been saying in like your previous readings for a while now, Leo. And yeah, like I said, if I mentioned, I can't remember. I don't even know what I've said in this reading at this point. But with this card, this also talks about needing to pay attention to your dreams. the messages that are coming through to you through your dreams, through meditation. Pay attention to the symbolism going on here. Even in your life, you might be noticing certain patterns taking place, or certain themes that are coming up, or synchronicities, or just like events, random events that take place, but there's like a deeper underlying meaning behind it. Really pay attention to that, okay? It's like giving you little pointers of where you need to go, or where you need to take this energy, okay? So just keep that in mind. Let's pull a couple tarot messages to go along with this and see. Okay, so the next 6 months, what can we expect? Of course, based off current timelines, but based off this energy, what can Leo expect for the next 6 months? How will this energy play out for Leo? Definitely lots of healing taking place, and as the healing creates space for new. And in a way, it leaves you limitless. Like, the sky's the limit. Whatever you can think of, whatever you can dream of, you can make it happen. You can also get in your own way, though. You could also be your own block. So just keep that in mind, like that oyster energy of being too afraid of actually opening up or expressing these things. You might be so afraid of the unknown, afraid of what could happen, so then you sleep on it because you don't want to. Yeah, look at this, 5 of Wands coming out, going back and forth. What if I can't do it? I should do it. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. Fuck, what if this? What if that? Oh my god. Like, stirring up just a dust cloud of confusion. 5 of Wands. Also, 5 of Wands does talk about change. And if we go back to the communications key, like I was saying, you might be experiencing a bit of a hiccup in your communications. The tower falling down. What did I say with the crumbling? I knew that card was going to come out. That's the Scorpio energy. This eclipse energy is bringing things down that don't serve you in your life. It's creating change, and there might be the struggle of accepting the change. There might be the struggle of resistance versus acceptance. Part of you is like, all right, I embrace the change. And part of you, your old self, the ego that's kicking in, the fears of the unknown. You're like, oh my god, I need to cling on. I need to hold on. For some, this is the end of a relationship or commitment or even karmic contracts. Okay, with the Lovers, Gemini energy coming through. High Priestess and the 7 of Pentacles, something that you've been reflecting on, trying to get insight. Look, 10 of Pentacles reversed is about a foundation, about a broken foundation. 6 of Pentacles coming out. How do you bring balance? How do you rebuild this foundation? Again, because of the 4th house. All right, what do we got here? Alchemist. Okay, wow, 5 of Swords and the Alchemist. Temperance at the bottom. Sag energy, 3 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Okay, very interesting. Let's talk about this. So, for the next 6 months, you can definitely expect shakeup in foundations that are not stable. This has been a theme I've noticed for the collective in these readings. It's like, whatever isn't solid, whatever isn't stable, it will be stripped away. I don't give a fuck who or what it is. I don't care if you've known this person your whole life, or if you've known them for 5 minutes. If the foundation isn't solid, it will be stripped away. I don't care if you're married to this person. I don't care if you made vows that you will never leave each other. If the foundation isn't solid, it's going to be torn down. Whether you choose to call it quits and leave it behind and walk away, or you choose to rebuild something stronger, better, refreshed, great, that is up to you. That is simply your choice. But there will be changes, massive changes taking place to bring more balance into your life. Because currently, where you're at right now, 10 of Pentacles reverse, there needs to be some adjustments. There needs to be changes, and you're already aware of that, or you will become aware of the changes that need to be made, and what steps you need to take, and what you need to leave behind. 5 of Swords. It's a necessary time to go inwards and reflect. And although that might make you uncomfortable to sit with these emotions and to address these issues, these conflictions, right? Part of you goes back and forth. There's this internal battle. There's this internal conflict. There's this struggle of not knowing what to do, or feeling like whatever you end up choosing, change is going to happen either way. Whatever you end up choosing, whatever road you go down, change is happening, and you're like, how can I avoid it? But you can't. You can't avoid the change. So the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles, you are contemplating what needs to be done, your approach. What do you envision for yourself? What do you even want for yourself moving forwards, right? That could be a scary thing to think about. Like, thinking about the future, nothing set in stone, may overwhelm you, may feel kind of scary. Even the thought of knowing that nothing's set in stone, although you may have all these plans and desires and hopes for the future, anything could change at any moment, you know? A week from now, the world could just, like, explode, you know? You never fucking know. You never know. So there's a lot to think about. And with this eclipse in Scorpio taking place, it's gonna be highlighting these topics, these ideas for you to reflect on. And at first, when these ideas, these thoughts, these emotions that come up, you don't know how to handle it. You don't know, what do I do with this? I'm scared. I'm freaked out. Maybe you're having epiphanies. Maybe you're having realizations like, shit, this job, this commitment, this marriage, this partnership, this friendship, this home, this foundation, whatever this foundation is. Again, 4th house, foundations. This isn't working for me anymore. I don't resonate with this anymore. I need to go. But where am I going? I don't know. Okay, well, I guess I'll just stay with what I know. The devil I know versus the devil I don't know. It's like, you know, there's a big ass shakeup in your foundations, in your relationships, even towards yourself. You're experiencing epiphanies. And these messages coming through, you might be going through this currently, but this is going to be playing out for the next 6 months, right? Realization, epiphanies, shake up a foundation, creating that spiral, creating that chain of events that create change in your life. So then after the tower falls down, there's more contemplation. So it's like there's contemplation about what needs to change, then, oh my God, epiphany, breakdown of the foundation. Then after, it's like, okay, let me reflect again, rebuild of a stronger foundation. So there's like a lot of reflection taking place and a lot shaken up, breaking down for breakthroughs, you know? But in the end, things are way more balanced, things are way more harmonious, life in general is just way more peaceful. There's healing taking place. You're patient with yourself and with others. And yeah, it just feels a lot lighter. We have a lot of page energy coming through. There's progression in your relationships, especially family. Bringing more healing to family. Bringing more healing to your connections. Your relationships, manifestations. Oh my God, you know what? 8 of Wands, 8 of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the 8 of Pentacles. I see that there are relationships that you're working on strengthening, rebuilding, especially in relation to family, right? Maybe there's a lot of strained relationships in your family, and it's about rebuilding those connections after struggle, after loss, after endings, betrayals that you've experienced. And underneath that 10 of Swords and that 5 of Cups, we have the 10 of Cups, right? So experiencing endings relating to the family matters. Some of you are dealing with court matters, right? Legal matters, shit like that. Anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. I'm pulling so many cards from the bottom, but it gives us insight as to what you were experiencing, what you have been experiencing, and what you will be experiencing for the next 6 months. It's like you can expect a positive change in these relationships, these strained relationships that you've been desiring to strengthen and heal and have these honest conversations in, and to bring healing and just peace. Like, this is positive. This is really good. Whew. So it's intense. I ain't gonna lie. It's intense, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna bring a lot of peace. It's gonna open new doors. It's gonna strengthen your relationships, even towards yourself. It's a good thing. Although it's uncomfortable, and although it's some triggering shit that could be coming up or being brought to the forefront, it's allowing you to look at things differently and to bring just way more peace. And there's rewards with that, right? Like I said, although it's uncomfortable, although it may be challenging, there's high reward. It's worth it. It's worth the struggle. It's worth it, okay? So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so Leo, that's what I got for your reading. I hope you found this insightful. If you did, let me know in the comments below. If you want to follow me over on my other social media, I do have Instagram and TikTok, both at Jadestone Tarot. If you want to book a private reading with me, information for that is in the description box down below. And I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one. Take care.